Wait, that's actually a sick effect. Whoa! And then we can make some of them faster. Oh my gosh! Dude, I made a background! Can't change the color of these at all. It's like a pulsing effect without the pulsing. Whoa! It's Wulzy. Welcome back to the Wulzy Wednesday. You guys are telling me that I use way too many triggers in my videos. I get it. I rely on a lot of these area triggers to make my levels. I'm just gonna get rid of them all. We're using a banging song too, so this is gonna be super difficult. I can't change anything that happens in the level. No color changes, no movements, no pulses, no opacities, no toggles, no camera controls, no options, no gradient. Like, there's a lot here. No shaders. We'll just do it, you know, get it over with. Now, when I don't have triggers, the next best thing I can really look at is a bunch of animated objects here. That's the wrong tab. Awesome. Great start. Right, what are we gonna use? We're gonna use some electricity, I think. Let me see. This one. This thing looks cool. If we set some of it to be invisible using black blending and then putting the detail on white blending or something. Or a color. We'll just call it white for now. Let me see. I gotta actually change the background to see what I'm doing. Let's just take a look at different versions of this object with different colors and see which one looks the nicest. The top one looks like it has more glow. I can probably slow these down right now. Let me just put it on like a 0.1. This has more glow for sure. Look at... Oh, does it? I don't know. Yeah, this one definitely has no glow by making the base the one with the color and the detail invisible. So the glow is the detail basically. So if I just set this to, instead of black blending, if I make this, I don't know, blue, and then we can use like yellow. Where's the blue in that? Hello? Hold on. Actually, just stop animating. How do I pause it? I forgot. Single frame, 1. There we go. Now we can just look at it. This doesn't really change much. We can tune the colors so that it does change something, but it's very difficult to notice here. We can use red and yellow. Yeah, this looks cool. Let's re-enable its animation and stuff by getting rid of that single frame. Let's make it a bit smaller. Whoa, look, it has like different warps based on what frame it's on? That's so weird. Whatever, we'll copy paste, flip it upside down and warp it up a little bit. Then change the hue using the HSV slider right here on this object. We could probably just go to 180. So there's gonna be some blue lightning and some orange lightning. Then we can probably just keep copy pasting these collectively to create multiple layers and create a block that has a bunch of texture here. This looks sick already. Wonder if I can make a structure using this, like a little square. I mean, this looks pretty sick right off the bat, right? Let's set the background back to black. If we go with this neon kind of look, and we can make the line of the level copy the same color as number 1, which I made that orange. I'm gonna tidy up my colors a little bit by making this red blending number 2 and changing all these objects to use that instead. That way I can keep this as black blending for future detail, because I like having that on color channel number 10. It's this button at the bottom right. I just know that it's gonna be invisible if I click that. We can make different structures here. Should we make a circle? I think it would be fun too if we just stretch it out just on the horizontal and then copy paste this around. Oh boy, this is not going to make a very clean circle, is it? We have to make this thing huge then by making the diameter just massive. Is this going to lag? I think it will. I mean, we got a circle out of it. We can probably just make a second version on the inside real quick. Just rotate it a little bit more. Yeah, this looks cool. Let's start this off as a cube. I mean, the song definitely fits for this to be a wave, so we can try and get it to work. I'm going to hide an invisible speed changer behind just so you see how this speed changer is always happening at the same point on the X. If I deleted that and jumped into the portal, the speed might happen later, which can unsync the song. Let's just make sure that we always have the same transition here. We could just put a giant saw blade. Oh, we shouldn't put it too high up, actually. We should probably just use, like, ground spikes. I'm misclicking everything. Hopefully, I am not being too bullied in the edit for this video. Boom. Okay, cool. Step 2 to the fast-paced kind of decoration is we go into edit special, use speed, and then change this to a 5 times. Maybe that's a bit too fast. Yeah, because it doesn't really get the layers that I wanted to make the color look more interesting. Maybe we should just go with like a 2 instead. Again, there's only a few frames where I feel like the orange and the blue are overlapping. It's fine. We'll just keep going. Again, just gonna do the warp where I make them go huge. Oh, what? Fine, I guess I'll just go 1 by 1. Hide that one. Go scale this one up. Hide that one. How hard do I want this level to be? That's a good question. Let's go with a 5-star. We are going to put this as a mini wave, I think, just to make it a little bit more intense and make it feel like a bit more of a switch. I don't know, I don't want this to get very linear. It's going to be difficult because we have no triggers to really spice up the level here. We can't change a part when it starts, if that makes sense. We can't change colors that are on screen. Let's see how accurately I get the difficulty. When this releases, let me know if this actually ends up being a 5-star or not in your opinion. This thing is enormous. Look at the size of this structure. Let me check the borders on this just to see how much space we have up there. not that much. This is a cool structure. I actually quite like it. We have to put hitboxes in though. I'm guilty of forgetting to do this and then my level's being broken by the end. Is that actually gonna work as a hitbox? Who knows, dude? Let's just hide it. Maybe just click extended collision just to make sure it's actually gonna do something. I don't know how that button works, not gonna lie. Let's see if it works. Okay, save and play. Here we go. Is it actually gonna kill me? It is! Okay, fantastic. We have a structure straight away. I'm gonna place a background effect off trigger. No, I can't turn off the particles in the background. Are you serious? Look, there's like a bunch of particles covering the screen. No! I'm gonna link this thing together and use it. Maybe not this much, maybe with different sizes as well. We could do something like this to make sure we actually go into the size portal and such. Or do I stretch it inwards? We gotta turn off hitboxes, dude. I keep forgetting. Because I'm worried that as soon as we become the mini wave, it's gonna be difficult to stay at this height without touching the ceiling. I do need the hitboxes on so I can see where to put this thing. Oh, no! That ruins the hitbox of this saw blade, doesn't it? Let's check out the hitboxes in practice mode. Yeah, that's a giant circle. Oh my god. This thing is 200 objects per use. Oh, I can cut the stuff off screen. That's fine. What's this? I turn off link controls and then I make sure I'm only selecting these electric objects and I just go like boop. Aha, saving objects. At least 120 for that object. Let's see how much I saved for these two. Boom. How much was that? That was 196. Okay, cool. Okay, we're done with this. I've placed them as much as I can in the level. Let's just turn off hitboxes so I can see. They look cool. They're not bad. No triggers so far. Something that doesn't count as a trigger is the sliding block right here. Let me just scale this up to cover. Since I can't lock it to the player or anything, I kind of have to do it myself. Make sure this block is hidden. Give these things a bit of a hitbox here, and let's just go with them. So basically, when you land on these objects, you're going to be able to slide on them. I'm just copy pasting to make some structures out of this object, which is quite goofy. Can make a little ground at the bottom. We can probably just scale this up and use it for a couple of blocks. Ooh, don't know about this. This D block has to go invisible because I can barely see what I'm doing. Oh, that is quite gross. I guess we just have to see how it looks in game. I'm very scared about this because it looks like it's very messy. How do I get more energy into this? Oh, that looks good actually. Never mind. I forgot it was an object. The nice thing about this is I can just make big bridges and friendly structures here that we can slide on. I'm a little bit worried about how overused this is going to be in a few minutes. This thing is actually kind of insane looking. I should probably make another structure for areas like these. We can do arrows or something. Trying to make a little pathway that's not going to look awkward going underneath this circle. Let's just stick with this for now. I don't know how well it's indicated that you can slide on these structures. Also, they're not loading in as fast as I thought they would be, or as consistently, which is making the structures actually kind of look like they're fading in with a trigger. I promise I'm not cheating. I was about to say it looks weird, but honestly, for a no trigger level, this is ideal because I don't want to spam the screen. I just want to have details that kind of come and go. You know what I mean? Look, I loaded into the editor and it took a second for these to turn on. Okay. Do I bother trying to change the colors here? I mean, there is a new thing in 2.2 where you can select by color. Yeah, this bottom search right here. Let's go into the extra settings, turn off link controls for a minute, and I can go into color channel number 1, go into the second half of the level and just select all of the... What? You're supposed to only select color 1, no? Wait, is this all color 1? Oh, there's no second color channel in this. No, I hued them. Oh my gosh. Dude, the extra objects have hue 180. It's not a different color. Wait, it's color channel number 2. Oh, yeah, base and detail. Gotcha. I keep thinking there's hope, and then I realized there's no hope. Okay, they're made like that now. I was gonna change the colors maybe, so it stopped using blue at this point, but whatever. Do I add more electricity? This whole part is built on electricity, and I don't want it to get repetitive, but I do think little pieces of decoration like this might work. Maybe this one can be super fast, like the 10 times speed or the 5 times speed that I wanted to use. That's gross. You can barely even see the frames, so what's the point? 3 times maybe? I just feel like anything that I add above 1 just doesn't make sense. You can also stretch it out super wide to get structures like this, except that kind of defeats the purpose. This whole object is supposed to go in the areas that you don't really go to, just to fill the space there. I don't really like it that much. It only makes sense right there. Do I try to make a custom background? I think if I go to a different editor layer and I set up some objects, maybe not electric objects because I've used them a lot. Now I'm wondering about these. It's the wrong color. Let me see. If we just go to next free, copy color channel number 1, with less opacity and use blending, we shouldn't have to use an alpha trigger. That doesn't look great at all. Let me just slip it in the background though. Is it possible to slow this thing down to like 0.25? Randomly start it? or will that break it? I'm worried that all of these squares are gonna go out of sync with each other if I go out of the level and go back in. Please. Okay, it's fine. Because what I want to do is copy paste it and move it. You see? It broke. Don't randomize the start then. This whole video so far is like me getting my hopes up and then realizing that I'm wrong for getting my hopes up and then realizing that it's not as bad as I thought. These colors are absolutely detestable, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe we just use gray instead, because then we can overlay color on top of it with glow, really compensating for the fact that I can't pulse or anything. That is so opaque, it's disgusting. Just trying to color this in an interesting way. Like, you see what I'm going for? It's something. Oh, wait. Okay, here's what we do. Wait, do I know what I'm about to do? I don't think I do. Wait, I do. I know how to make an effect. Oh my gosh, I can make an effect right now. Okay. Here's the plan. We rebuild what we had, okay? We use black blending for one layer, and we use black for another. And just as an example, let me just warp this up real quick, please. Thank you. Layer it over the top of the blocks. Is that working? I can't tell if it's working. Is that disappearing at a quicker rate than these? Basically, there's going to be a stripe over the top. It's just going to be easier if I build it first, then explain it, I think. What is happening? Did I not delete all of my layers? I'm getting so confused. Okay, we have a strip. Oh. Wait, that's actually a sick effect. The checkerboard? Awesome. We'll just rock with it. I didn't even mean to do that, but yeah. Let's make that B3. And because we can't lock this or anything, we're just gonna have to put don't fade, don't enter, and then copy paste it in the background. This is awful. I want my move trigger back, dude, so I don't have to use like a million objects on a background. This won't even show up for anything yet, I'm pretty sure, because it should be layered behind these electric objects, which are on T1. It should just not be there. However, if I use that same glow piece, yeah, like this, and we put this glow object on B5, it's gonna go behind this checkered background. We can use colors like yellow to make a cool mask here. Or do we use another animated object? There are a lot of opportunities here. Let's see if I can color this a little bit. Please show up. Oh gosh, this color is hideous. I also think the idea of it being a flame object is pretty disgusting too, not gonna lie. Yeah, on blue it's still disgusting. Awesome. At least you see this part of the video where I'm fumbling. This is what you wanted when you wanted me to make a no trigger video. I've put all of these on the same layer as everything else on the level. Stressing, dude. This looks horrible. Yep. You know, lower the opacity. I'm trying to make a cool texture. I'm hoping you see the vision here if I just make this the right size. Flip it upside down and flip it, maybe? Like, see, look at the texture in the background. I think it's cool. I'm just not quite sold on it yet. That's the thing. Then just copy paste this every 4 blocks. Like, I think it looks pretty cool, to be honest. Is the editor lagging? We have 8,000 objects already. Yeah, so we can stop the background like right there. So we can start getting rid of these masking blocks and make the transition smooth, because remember, I can't toggle objects. If I have to make a transition, it's gonna have to be smooth, and this actually looks kind of cool. I don't know, there's something about it that I like. Feels kind of retro. I don't know. There's a flash every time we go through a mini portal though. You see how it goes gray? We can't do that, obviously. So let's just select the entire level and turn off effect and particles like so. Now everything should be clean going through a portal. Yep, there we go. What if I select every second set and I made it a lighter color? So we can just use the same color of blue. Let's just put this on a color channel I'm never gonna see again. Number 11 with higher opacity. Oh gosh, I didn't put that on both of them. Okay, gotcha. That's a lot of a difference. Okay, this is highlighting that there's still like a shade of orange in this that I want to get rid of. So we're gonna have to turn off the hue change. Wait, this actually might look, yeah, this looks a lot better already. So let's just turn up the original opacity away from 11% and then turn this down to like 20, just as a slight change between parts. Yeah, okay, there we go. Dude, the orange was throwing it off. This feels a lot better already. It looks so silly though. I don't know. Looks very strange. I kind of want to make the blocks pop out in front of that background, but I'll take a decent bit of effort putting glow underneath just to pop it out, because I can put a black glow object like right here. That's going to be on something like B3 or I don't know, even B2, just to make them stand out in front, because before this worked because the level was neon, but now it's not neon anymore. I think that looks infinitely better than just having the objects be flat on top, especially with objects like these, if I make a glow object underneath them. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll catch you on the flip side. I'm sorry, but I had to just chip in once again just to show you how ugly this level looks without preview mode. I'm trying my best to see where to place these glow objects, and I literally cannot see a thing. So if some of these are misplaced, you know who to blame. Me. But also the fact that I can't see. I made a quick copy of the level just to test different objects underneath the mask that I made, and I found that the glow looks nice. So I'm gonna remove the low opacity fire from this and make the existing ones more skinny. Let me just delete the whole set, actually. Okay, just do like smaller bursts of these objects. Because I do think they look nice, but I want to leave room for some different objects to come in here. So I'm just going to warp these to my own desires here with different rotations and stuff. Maybe make some pillar-looking ones here. Yeah, because this looks nice. I like the textures here that it makes. Then underneath, I can easily add some glow that's going to load in differently. Basically, just abusing the size of the glow here to get my wishes. I just make a thinner one like so. That's going to stand up in between like this. No, where's the blue? This one? I don't want this to be that low. We'll use this low opacity and we'll just change it to a full one and try and just create like a different glow here. Just trying to vary what's underneath this level. And it should be interesting because big objects don't load on the screen as easily. So I'm hoping I can make a flickering effect without any triggers just because of how buggy these objects are, if that makes sense. Because we'll go through now, it's black and then it'll load on to be blue and then there's the little fire sections. And then there's going to be more glow that appears like that. I think it's actually pretty good. I'm a big fan. That one's a little bit too bright for my taste, but I went under the block somehow, but yeah, this is good. Okay, let's just continue making gameplay. I hate making gameplay on a black background, so I'm just gonna use non-preview mode. I'm sorry. I think the gameplay in this level is 8 stars so far. I don't actually know what I intended to do when I started this video, but it's 8 star now, and I'm doing some weird green orb momentum. We're gonna drop onto a spider pad up here, which is gonna switch us back to triple speed. Mixing spider pads and blue pads here to match the song's feel. I completely missed them all. Yes, I'm so good. We're gonna do a cool thing called lying using an invisible slope right here just to make sure you always make it onto this platform, and then that's gonna be a ship section. Cool, we have our next section with gameplay. Oh, this is twice as long as this part. Interesting. We can maybe do a style switch up halfway through this part then, because if I continue this level at the same pace as the beginning, this part would also be in the same style, and I kind of don't want that. Okay, we can turn on preview mode again and go into the section with the fire. Where's the fire? The fire objects. The fire objects. Yes, 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 yes. We scale up, or do we? Do we scale just vertically? What do we do here? I think we don't do that. Scaling it flatter makes a thinner line. That's gonna be better for outlines. We gotta choose a number here, basically. Then by setting the base and detail to red and yellow, we can see that the detail is the color in the lava, which we want to set to invisible. Then we get a wiggly line, and we can set this line up to be different colors. For example, the 180 hue that we did earlier. Yeah, and if we overlap, what does that even look like? Does that just go white? I can't tell, but it looks like it does. Or do we build this with a few different layers? Oh, this actually will be hype. I want to do this now. This wasn't the original plan, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, those colors are very disgusting. We got to figure these out very quickly. Otherwise, this is going to go bust. The way to do this is to go into the HSV slider and just mess around with it. That looks cool. And the red looks cool too. We can go minus 45. I think that makes sense. We can copy paste these side to side and it's going to match up, which is going to be super cool. How frequently do we want to copy paste this? Every half space? That probably looks good. So we can use this as a block real quick. Let's just enable link controls. If we just select all of the objects to the right in the level right here, I think that's the only structuring I did. Apart from that one slope that I'm going to end up changing anyway, we can just move this to editor layer number 3 out the way. And also hide these objects, lol. For now, just to place the objects, we're going to turn off the hide invisible setting because this thing is going to be going in. I think this should be fine to go here. We can make cool structuring that kind of has wacky shapes and sizes. This looks cool. I really like it. We got the squiggly block design here. I don't know. I like making shapes with this. So let's just turn off our object again. Then we can probably take sections of this and just warp it up to be huge. Be flipping it upside down or something. Whoa! And then we can make some of them faster. Hold up, hold up. We can make a 2 times speed layer on top. Oh, that looks sick. Do I make this like a spiky structure? What do I do with this? I mean, that looks pretty good. We should probably set this to the other color. Ooh, we have plenty of choices here. Just make it the red. Those colors don't match. Yeah, it's only this color channel that really works with what we've got. Probably gonna rotate this a little bit more because it is slightly jarring. This thing is ridiculous. Oh, we can make them angular. Yes! Oh my gosh. Let's just make a new color channel, actually. Hold on. Next free. Let's just make it the same yellow blending, but then go into this tab where we can change it and observe. These colors are pretty cool. I like the pink on the inside. Changing the brightness, kind of lame. Okay, this is looking nasty. I wonder if we can make another structure like this. It's a bit dangerous. Wasn't a huge fan of that shape, if I'm being honest. Let's see if we can make a star. That looks even worse. Okay, I like this structure the most. I ended up just warping a rectangle that I made. We can just scale that down accordingly. And we could just make big slopes like this that just sit underneath the level. I'm thinking of speeding up the original blocks. Since they're linked, I can kind of just go through selecting these pretty quickly. Let's speed this up to maybe 3 times. I think 4 times would be too fast. Not sure if this is gonna lag, but it looks good. Also, I'm just fantasizing about the effects that I could be making right now if I had triggers. Let's take a look. Oh my gosh, this thing actually looks really sick. I'm a big fan of how this design is turning out with the animated objects. We need more decoration for sure, but I'm working on it. I'm wondering about another low opacity color here that can sit on a new layer at the very bottom. Because look, I could easily just make a pattern like this. What would it look like if I flipped some? Oh, that's trippy. Hold on, let me copy this. I like this as a background, but we can't move it. So now I gotta figure out colors and stuff and just copy paste it around, I guess. And orange is working pretty well here, I think. If I take it and then maybe layer it up in the middle, we can create some really cool textures straight away. I think I'll copy paste it without that and then flip it for some of them. Maybe make an even wider one towards the ending. We can take this layer again, make some a little bit taller as well. Oh, you can create some insane distortion. Let's make this skinnier and then copy paste it twice in here. Whoa! Maybe we leave the skinny one for the speed changes. Or wherever there's a portal would be pretty cool as well. Okay, so we're gonna go back to that layer and we're gonna flip some of them, obviously, because we want the variation. I'm thinking of changing some of the hues as well to 180, just like this. Well, that makes them monochrome, but that's actually a welcome change because the blue matches with the rest. Second thoughts, I don't really like it, and the tough thing is I have already changed the hue, and you can't undo a hue. So now I just gotta go replace them all. Okay, now what I'm thinking is this is pretty abrasive. We need something to smooth it out. What better to use than some glow, of course. Now we laid all of those background pieces onto B5, so I could swoop in on B4 and place some glow underneath certain things, just to make the level more readable. I was a genius. I thought ahead. We can just place glow on the orbs and the portals and stuff, and that's going to completely block out the background there, which allows for some more detail. And I think for this part so far, what we're going to do is just select all. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Just select the objects in this part, not the entire level. Oh boy, this is making me realize I just spent like 4,000 objects. Yeah, let's just set this to be don't fade, but keep the entry transition. I don't even think there are any entry transitions, to be honest. I'm just thinking we want all of this detail on the screen. This actually looks super good. Oh my god. It looks like there's an effect there. Wow. Let's see what I can do with some circular decoration. I don't know if this is going to be a hit, but I'm going to try just to make this a circle around. We can maybe scale up and down. I'm going to have to warp, unfortunately, because that didn't work. Something like this could be pretty neat. It's a lot of objects, though. If I make this white blending and black blending. Don't know. I think the inner layer just works like that, to be honest. Saves objects, too. We can make this a lot slower, dude. I'm gonna have to layer this properly here. For the orbs, we can do something. It looks okay. I'm not gonna put it on the orbs next to portals because it's messy. I can't rotate them, unfortunately, because I don't have a rotation trigger available. Honestly, I think we just need to go back through and make a smaller scaled version that can go next to the ones near blocks and portals. This one's gonna have to be like really tight, yeah. Lots of animated objects here, but we're looking good. But yeah, I confirmed there's no block transitions or anything. Just as a reference, I'm gonna show you what I was thinking of doing. Say if I had a block transition where these objects kind of moved on and off the screen. If I set them to don't fade and not don't enter, you see how they have like a very exaggerated transition on the sides. There are so many layers, there's a lot of movement, so it makes sense, but unfortunately I cannot do that for this level, but that is fine. But yeah, I'm guessing you figured out why I only made this part really short, because the object count is very quickly climbing. I think if I just copy paste and rotate around. What? What is this? Huh. I guess I'll just remake that real quick. What is going on here? I was hoping I could make a star object like this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is kind of crazy, you know? Looks a little bit like an object that you're supposed to click, but if I make it small enough, we should be able to use this in a nice way around some of these blocks. Yeah, this is gonna look pretty cool, I think, if I just rearrange like this. I'm gonna try and stretch this object real quick. Doesn't entirely work unless I make it super skinny, but then what's even the point? I'm trying to make that color work in a bit better and make these particles fit, but really I think I can just overlay this on top of some objects. It should be fine. This looks good. I like that. That brings the color in. Cool. And I can even put it in the ground, to be honest. Just layering it at the very bottom. Can we make this effect faster, by the way? I don't know. I keep just wanting to increase the speed. Nope. Bad. One. If only I could change the colors in this part, it would be a dream come true. But yeah, no shaders, no color changes, no pulse triggers, no nothing. The trade? A giant object count. I will add more detail to this beginning in a later part of the video, but we're just leaving it blank for now, just to return later. I quite like it. I really like the checkerboard style that we did with the glow. I'm glad we changed it to that. Now we have this super fast wavy part, which is just, I actually really like this. I was gonna say it's really weird, but it has grown on me a lot. I need to make all of those like solid objects. Look at the spaghetti noodle mess that we have here. Oh my goodness. Okay, just following on from the miscellaneous vibe of this part, this ship part is gonna be mostly free fly with a bunch of random structures. And then I'll try and make something a little bit more organized. Sort of a pretty cool idea using these objects. If I just warp them outwards a lot, use the red color channel, wherever that is, number 2, and we make this a custom rotation of like, I don't know, 180, something that's still fast, but it's going to be consistent. We copy paste and just scale inwards like this on a bunch of different layers. It looks a little bit messy at the moment, but you'll see that when I pause and unpause and let it resync, it kind of goes around in a little loading circle looking pattern. And I can definitely intensify that. Just if I go all the way to the inside here and then pause, unpause, we have this cool flipping effect right here that I can definitely reshape like any way I want, really. It's going to be good to put next to some structures, I think. And check this out. We can even warp up a rotating object like this just to cover it, make it black on the layer above, and you'll see a cool effect like so. Might need to copy paste this a few times just to make the black really pop in. I don't know, if I can get all of my layers right here, we could probably layer it up with some pretty cool designs. What I'm trying to do right now is set up a black layer and then scale down ever so slightly with another color. I want to create a cool looking outline with this that doesn't look too grainy. That's obviously going to be difficult to do. Just trying to make this blend in a little bit. It's just annoying because every time I copy paste, it goes out of sync, so I have to pause and unpause again. There we go. Something like this would be cool if I could use it a lot, just like a big rotating hexagon design. I think that's as small as I can possibly make this design. I can't really put this whole thing near anything else, to be honest, because look what happens when I try to overlay it. Oh, that actually looks kind of sick, but we can't do it. But yeah, look, I can't overlap anything, dude. This is crazy hard to do. I gotta put these objects so far away from each other. We gotta arrange our obstacles, but I'd rather just put the design in first. Action first, worry later. I can't change the color of these at all. Oh, we found an overlap. Let's go. Maybe I can make some of them orange? I'm not sure. We're gonna have to add extra structuring to this, obviously, but this is a great starting point. I'm a little bit scared, but we have to see how it looks in normal mode. Please look good, dude. Please, I beg. It looks fine. Sure, yeah. This is definitely usable. Come on, man. It's time to use our brains. We are going to place down this little fire object. We're going to disable the delayed loop and stretch it out to be wide and just use color channel 1 and 2 for now. Just figuring out what looks good. I copy paste, go down 3 and make a block like this with 5 objects that I can copy paste downwards for a structure. If I just place this on B2, it should go above everything. Yeah, looks kind of goofy when it's super wide. I don't know how much I can get away with a fake spike layered up with a yellow blending triangle. It's just gonna sit on the inside here with a couple of different shapes and sizes. Maybe we can make some of them skinnier like this. If we layer this pillar above it on B1, take the spikes and put them on B2, hopefully just scale down a piece of black glow that can sit here. Using 3 objects, which is kind of crazy. Let me just delete these spikes and remake them. Oh, wait. We need an actual spike in there. I'm not gonna forget this time, dude. Oh my gosh. Then if we put this here, we should be able to have spikes that get cut off. Yes, this is great. A rule of thumb is that I can only stretch horizontally here. And every time I copy paste, I have to keep the vertical the same, just so the lines are always consistently far apart. So for an instance like this, I would scale down on the horizontal and then copy paste it like this. I need to use more wacky colors because look at this part compared to this one. What I'm wondering is, can we just grab a big link like this one and just hue all together? We actually can! Whoa! It's Wulzy. Oh my gosh, that's actually huge. You can even grab the fire here, I'm assuming, and just do it on both sides. So if we do like a -45 on both the base and the detail, we maybe could get a more pinkish hue. Yes! Okay, now I want to remake the fire. I just had a better idea. Because I think it's tacky switching colors so much, what I want to do is just take one of these structures over here. Let's turn off our link controls, and we can just go back. That's ignore damage. That's ignore damage. That's ignore damage. Okay. Don't lose your head, Wulzy. Let's just go back to the original layer, right? We move down 1, 2, 3. We go into the base and the detail, and we just hue a small amount, like -15 on both the base and the detail here. Then we can get a pink layer as well that's sitting underneath. We can even turn down the brightness ever so slightly. I don't know why I'm not just using the button over here. There we go. Now I can see the color shift. I'm thinking of making the brightness just drop very drastically. I think this looks better as a little fire design. Yes. Yes! Nice. Now this should stack more nicely, I'm thinking. I think this is the winner idea. Could maybe vary the size of some of these pillars here just to make a bit more of an artsy feel to this. I'm not sure. I think maybe this should just get smaller with every layer. That would make more sense. I have a feeling for some extra detail, we can go back into this animated object tab and just take one of these looking objects here. Something along these lines. If we just disable that loop again, speed it up to 2 times, we should have a pretty cool effect over the top already. We can do a similar thing with, just by copy pasting, moving to the side and then just completely flipping the hue to like -90. Look at that color. That's so beautiful. What? That's crazy. You can put it on top of the spiral. I mean, that looks cool, but on second thoughts, it is kind of in the way of the gameplay. Unless I flipped it. Also, why are the colors different here? This is so much brighter than this one. What is that? Why haven't I used particles this entire video? Oh my gosh. Dude. I just completely forgot these existed somehow. What? Oh, dude. We can make like a background that's shooting out particles. They could probably go a little bit faster than that because the song is kind of going... Ooh, the rotation in the background looks nice. Use the object color and just sit on B1, honestly. Oh, but how do I make it move? Oh, that's the problem. I see the problem now. We make it smaller and we make it fade out. That's like a given here. What do we make these gray? I feel like that might be a play, honestly, because they'll just pick up whatever color is on top of this object. I was hoping the gray would overlap with the purple, but it doesn't really. Yeah, it's not a vibe. We need an actual color on it, which is annoying because I don't know what to put. Maybe we just flip the sizing here and don't make them fade out at all. But actually made them fade in? I don't know. The red is just so off, dude. I don't get it at all. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. What do I even have selected here? What? I clicked on that thing? Oh gosh. If I just copy paste and free move this object into a bunch of these. Maybe not the super small ones. The slightly smaller ones we can just scale down. That's no biggie. I forget you can just type these numbers in, man. We're gonna make these particles go flying. I think we could probably get away with this. I don't know. I don't have any other way to make a background, really. So I kind of owned myself with these giant borders for the hexagons. Look, if I place anything else below them, I'm cooked. Like if I put this glow object on blending, like look. It shows the outlines. So what do I do? Oh my gosh, this looks hideous. No! There's one thing that could probably come in clutch here, and that is going to be the size variance. If we just make that much bigger and then we keep them at random sizes for their start and end, and then we change the color of them. I'm hoping you can vary these. Yep. We want some of them to be more red and some of them to be more blue, I believe. That did nothing because we're using the object color. Okay, now I actually have the colors that I want for these particles. Cool. Let's just make some of them huge. That's a stupid idea, right? Whatever. This is like the closest I can possibly get to a cool looking background here. I think these structures look good. We need arrows and stuff, but same as the previous parts. I think the beginning part isn't done yet. We're gonna come back to them. Okay, for the first time ever, let's make gameplay, because otherwise these parts kind of go to a bunch of random stuff and it feels unstructured. Like, look at these portal placements. They're so goofy. Right. Cube section. Slowing down the speed. It's like I really want to challenge myself to make something readable and flashy with no triggers whatsoever. So we're just going to mix in everything. We're even going to use slopes in this section. Why not? We're going to go completely crazy with this gameplay. I don't know. I feel like it. We got some huge slopes in here. We got some nice ball gameplay that feels really creative, honestly. That's slightly off screen though. I'm worried. Can we just make this slope a bit less steep? Because it's crazy. I don't normally use these controls that much, but it just feels so important with this level in specific. Okay, here goes the gameplay in this part. I'm probably not going to do it in one attempt because it is kind of difficult. I might have to nerf it in parts, especially with visibility because that green orb's barely on screen. But this plays pretty well in my opinion. I just don't know if it fits the level's vibe. Okay, this ending might be a little bit lazy, but yeah, we got it. I'm going to place some of these wiggly objects. It's going to be on 1 and 1, and then I'm going to copy paste, flip around, and change the hue by 180 on the base and the details so we get a cool line effect here. And we can maybe make an upside down version that is twice as fast like this. Ooh, we could change it to color channel 2 instead as well. That makes it kind of rainbow. I like it. Might be a little bit too colorful, but we'll see. I'm going to make it a bit thinner and placed on the edges of some of the blocks. Let's just put this T3. Then we can just warp to fit the edges. Just trying to snake these around the level. So for most objects, I'm just dropping down just to cover areas where you may fall. It's clean. This actually looks cool on this editor layer at least. I don't know. Hoping that my design doesn't get too bright because this is a pretty good example of what's going to happen if the blocks do get too bright. It's going to wash it out a bit, make it look less cool. But look at the contrast here. Slopes might be a problem with this. We could try, I guess. I don't see why not. Looks a little bit goofy, but we can make it work, I'm sure. Just by clicking the snap button, we can align it to the slope rotation. Yeah. No. Okay, we're all done with that. Now we need to make saw blades. There's an object near the very end of these animated objects. I saw it earlier. It's this one. Look at it. Isn't this just so cool? If I set this up on a similar color, you do like a minus hue, similarly to what we were doing before. Then copy, paste, and scale down by like, I don't know, 0.2. Going down like minus 30 in the hue every time. I keep using these menus like an idiot. Let's do 5 layers, going all the way down to 0.2 if we can. Oh, okay, we're gonna have to just, we're gonna have to zoom in so far. Come on. Is that 0.2? Close. I think I overshot. Is that it? Yes, dude. Oh my gosh. Nice. We have our electric field. I can stretch that out and then flip it. Hold on. Link first, just in case I lose this because I don't want to get rid of it. Rotate like this to create a plus and then rotate and make it an X. This might work for saw blade if I make it really small. If I rotate it a bit left and then copy paste, flip around and go on number 2, we should get a colorful pattern here. We can flip some of them and just rotate them randomly just to make them feel a little bit more free. Okay, these actually look really awesome. Let's just hide the original saw blades. This should work. I need to figure out some kind of background here, but I'm really liking the vibes in this part. I use these a lot, but I just really like them. They remind me of like Sweet Dude levels. If I just occasionally drop glow in here, some of them can be smaller. Ooh, or they could be longer. Yeah, maybe a slightly different color too if I make this one red. Or you change. Probably negative because I've been doing that for the entire level. I'm gonna put that on the edges of some of these blocks and even move some of them closer. We can also vary their placement, having some of them on the inside. Oh my gosh, when I was copy pasting stuff, I accidentally left this big trail behind me of random objects that I selected in the copy paste. Oh my. We're gonna put all this on a new color channel that copies number 1, but with less opacity. But I need to be making big moves with the structuring because of how weird it is to look at. Look how many different layers there are here. We gotta lock in and make some big plays. I think pulsing objects will be a great way to start. A few layers of these with different colors. Just get a slight bit of design in. Just copy pasting this big pillar now. Oh my goodness, this is scary. Please, 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 please. It's so low opacity. Oh my gosh. Guys, are we cooked here? I think it might be over. Oh my gosh, I've been copy pasting this with a block missing. It's fine, it's not over. We'll just go and manually select all of these and copy paste. Also, now that I'm looking at it, I think I chose an ugly color. If I set them to color channel 13, which is going to copy the next free color channel 14 with a bit more hue and more saturation, and then set 14 to copy 13 with a bit more hue and max saturation, and use color channel 14, we get a color loop here. I'm a genius! I forgot about this trick, dude. All we have to do is set this color channel to blending, and then we have a rainbow pattern. Yes! Okay, so can I just select one of these color channels here for the base and the detail of these objects? Okay, it's a bit cleaner. We have color changes now, which is just so refreshing, dude. Okay, now I'm just reworking the entire level to use that color scheme. Even scale up an invisible object here, like this. I'm gonna turn off hitboxes on it and then change it to be that same color channel with hue 180 or something. And just set this every half block down in a strip like this. I'll leave it here just so you can see how it looks in game as it's shining and everything as we go past it. There we go. We could even put it in the background and then do some kind of effect where this object is going up and down in a wave. As long as we just make an effort to transition this off the screen. Something like that might be nice. Just making it start at a certain point. This looks hideous in the editor, but it doesn't look this bad in game. Oh my gosh! Dude, I made a background. Okay, now I'm thinking of just shifting this level into a black base design because this is hideous otherwise. This level is about to completely shift its focus. I love that certain platforms seem to just be exempt just by chance of how I've designed this. Color channel 3 is free apparently. If I just make this a low opacity black, like 40%, and then make a staircase real quick, then place warped pieces of glow with the same values like this and overlap them real quick. Should get a cool looking overlay for the blocks. Should just be able to place this gradient underneath every line. Love how it kind of eats up this background. I've only added it to the bottom objects for now, but I just think it looks really clean and sets the blocks apart. I also really like how it matches the song kind of going like... If I make the glow T2, by the way, I'm just going to look at the orbs real quick. They should be tucked into the blocks. Yeah, you see right here, the orb is underneath. I just think that's clean. For the slopes, by the way, I'm just going to place these gradients like right underneath them and then connect some regular slopes that are also on T2 and black. Now, the greatest part is I can just take these slopes and add them to the level. That looks fine. I find it a little bit strange that the slopes don't have any outlines on them. I'll probably have to fix that because some of the gameplay is a little bit invisible due to that, but I'm a decent fan of this. Yeah, some of the blocks are just straight up invisible. Oh my gosh. The coolest part about all of this is that I can just place big black details over the top of the entire level like this. As long as I layer it properly on like B3 or something so you can still see the level. Like I could totally just reuse this idea again. And the coolest thing is I can do that because this is GD and no one can tell you what you can and can't make. It's like a pulsing effect without the pulsing. Look at me. I'm living out here, dude. This is crazy cool. We can also kind of glow the entire level using that same color channel underneath. Dude, I can do like layered glow where there's an object here and on the layer on the top, we can put another piece, which is just gonna be here. Oh, look how cool this thing is. Okay, we gotta move the wiggles to another layer because they're kind of in the way. Look at them. If this looks good in game, I'm keeping it. I don't even care. Oh, dude, this is crazy. We can just glow everything. I can't believe this part, dude. It's so goofy. And the funniest part is, because the glow is so huge, it doesn't even load on the screen half the time, which makes it kind of light up as we go past. Okay, that's a little bit too bright, but the rest is actually insane looking. I can't believe it, dude. There was one part that was too bright, and it's up here. I'll probably make this cool looking platform have no glow as well. Okay, let's take some small rotating decoration and scale it up on a layer of B3. Something like that should work. We're gonna slightly decrease the size, go to the next Z layer up, and then choose a blending color channel of 14, which is in the color loop, and then we will copy paste once again. Go a little bit smaller, keep it on B2 and make it black. So there's going to be a sandwich here that once we make the rotation consistent, should just be chilling there. Let's make it super small. I just want like a colorful layer there. Yeah. We should just be able to move it here and go HSV and change the hue of it. Yes, we can. Gaming. Okay. Oh, that is nice looking. Oh my gosh. Probably only going to change the hue when there are a bunch of orbs next to each other. Ooh, what do we do here? Do we make a little cross section? That actually looks sick. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. We're gonna have to change the hue a lot for these orbs. There we go. Okay, let's give them a shot. This part should hopefully look cleaner now. And it does. I'm digging it. Dude, that actually ties together a lot of the colors here. It makes sense. I love this. Oh my gosh. I just have to add more detail to some of the blocks, and I think I've nailed this part, honestly. Okay, then we can place some black arrows as jump indicators, copy, paste, warp down, and just grab the color channel 14, put it on the layer above. Oh my gosh. We're gonna make sure none of this goes above T1, but we need the blending detail to be at least one full Z layer above the base. Otherwise, it's not gonna show up. We can copy paste, move up a few spots, maybe just one, hue backwards, make it a little bit lighter. Do the same on a new layer here. And I'm just gonna make this whole thing super skinny. Then I just look at where my red dots are on the jump indicators. And I can just use this for some extra detail at the bottom of the screen. I think this makes a pretty decent detail under the level. It's kind of like paying homage to my original idea in the structuring. I really hope this looks good. Okay, it looks good. I kind of like how it just creates little pockets of color at the tops and bottoms of the screen. Let me actually see this in full, otherwise I'm an absolute fraud. Because I made this gameplay unreadable, man. This was me. This was all me. Oh my gosh, dude. I like it. It just adds a couple of extra spikes around the outsides of the screen, even though they're meant to be arrows. Let's just place big pulsing circles using the same colors as what we've already seen. Oh. So what I can do is I can copy paste this and then rotate it 45 degrees, and scale down. Maybe I'll just do that exact same thing again right here. And that creates a pretty cool pattern. I'm trying to encapsulate on the neon vibe. It's not entirely working, but at least we have some original decoration here. This part's definitely the weakest out of the bunch. Can I use a fireball for some blurry foreground decoration here? That's kind of what this part is missing. I can hopefully use the circular electricity here. It's using the same colors as before with some quickly moving objects like this. I don't know. We have to layer this properly, dude. Come on. There we go. This is a true I gave up moment, dude. Oh my gosh. I kind of like these fireballs. I think they added quite a bit to the pot. Okay, I think this is as far as I'm going to get for the no trigger level. I'm finding it really difficult to decorate without taking anything on and off of the screen. I don't know. I tried a lot of different tactics, like making objects fade onto the screen by abusing their scale and then making their load time funny with like 30 times scale, making it so they load by the time they're well onto the screen. There's a lot of random detail in this because without triggers to make things fade on and off or pulse, I struggle to make a lot of decorations work well together, and you can kind of tell everything is really miscellaneous. I struggled to make the particles look good with any other decoration, so leaving this very open and blank. This part's probably my favorite in the level. I think I used the most techniques here to my advantage. I really enjoyed using that color loop at the end by making two color channels copy each other with extra hue. I thought that was really creative. I just think this part looks the best in the level. I'm glad that the last part has actually become the best. I didn't make an end screen. Well, I can't exactly focus the camera on it, so I guess we're just gonna go with this. No trigger, Wulzy. That doesn't really have a ring to it. I'm triggered. Thank you so much for watching this Geometry Dash Wulzy Wednesday. I did my best. That last part is cool. I'm proud of that. Thank you so much for watching. Check the links in the description. Leave a like and subscribe, and have a good day.